welcome to Anfield, where Liverpool have won 2-1 against Leicester City. Been a bit cold today, which is why we're in our coats, and I'm refusing to take it off. It's way too cold. Anyway, it all hotted up a little bit towards the end there, Paul, with Liverpool snatching the victory, and I think it was the 95th minute in the end by the time James Milner puts the penalty in. We'll start with that incident then. That's the one that everyone will be talking about later tonight on probably a match of the day. Penalty. Was it a penalty, yes or no? Sadio Mane caught by Mark Albrighton in the area. My take was it's a penalty.
Depends who you ask. Brendan Rodgers said it wasn't. Jurgen Klopp will have said it was. I've only seen one replay of it. At the time, I did think it was a penalty. When it went to VAR, I tweeted that it's going to VAR, but I've seen a replay and it was a penalty. I think it was. Just you see penalties given for less now, don't you? With just slight contact in the box and they're given. So I think you'd have to put that under the bracket of it being a penalty.
It was a bit panicky, wasn't it, from Albrighton? It all came from Origi did a powerful run, ball went into the area, Mane chased down, basically it was goalkeeper's ball, wasn't it, really? It should have been. He chased it down, there was a little bit of confusion, and then Albrighton's just had a little bit of a panicky touch and Mane's felt it and gone down, and it's one of these ones where if it hadn't been given, I don't think VAR would have overturned it, but because the referee's given it, it wasn't a clear and obvious error because there was contact. He's decided in the run of the game that it is one, and James Milner then steps up and nervously puts it away, doesn't he? Nervously,
yeah. I mean, he's the most experienced member of Liverpool's squad, isn't he? And he's got so much experience in the bag, over 500 Premier League games, and not a lot of other players in the squad have got anywhere approaching that. So he's so important for Liverpool for stuff like that. Just know how to see things through, and I thought he was excellent today. His ball for the first was fantastic, wasn't it? He arches it around Johnny Evans and just can't quite get near it, and he sends Mane through, and Liverpool go 1-0 up. And then for the penalty, as you say, nervously, just so calm and cool, and then the celebration to go with it, with a 94th minute winner to go 8 points clear just before the international break, keep alive an 8-game winning run, a 17-game winning run dating back to March, and then his celebration with it, just his arms folded like it was just another day in the life of James Milner.
He's probably tired. He's 33 now, isn't he? So he's getting on a bit.
Yeah, it's just so calm and cool, and deserves all the plaudits because I thought he was excellent today. He got Liverpool on the front foot quite a few times. He snapped into tackles.
Well, there was that tackle, wasn't there, on Madison when Liverpool was struggling a little bit in the second half, but that got the crowd going again, didn't it?
Yeah, he was doing that all day really. Any kind of 50-50, he was making sure that he was the winner of it, and just such an important player to Liverpool, to be honest. When you think of the Liverpool squad, you don't really think of him as one of the vital ones, but so much experience, and I just think Liverpool need to kind of ensure that he's there for another year after next, because we know his contract's up. He's free to speak to clubs in January, isn't he, on a pre-contract agreement? So if Liverpool have got any sense that they want to be speaking to his representatives as soon as, because another year for him is nailed on, I think.
Now, when I put the team out, the teams came out, and there was two changes, wasn't there? There was Milner, and the other one was Lovren, and there were some fans who did the normal, I'm not even going to bother watching this, they've got no chance, etc, etc. But Milner, I gave him man of the match, and probably second best to him was Lovren, who he just hit the ground running, he got stuck in straight away, made a number of good interceptions, and while Jamie Vardy did have that one chance in the second half where he got in behind and Adrian made the saves, slightly luckily because he hesitated and then ended up tackling him. Klopp said after the game he doesn't think he's ever seen Vardy defended that well by a group of defenders, really, with the two centre-backs, Van Dijk, but Lovren was the one who stood out.
Yeah, I mean, you know what Jamie Vardy's about, don't you? He's so much pace in behind and long balls over the top and into the channels, he's chasing it and he invariably gets there, but Liverpool didn't give him a chance to play his game today, did they? Particularly Lovren and Van Dijk. They thought they were excellent, both of them, particularly Lovren, who's making his first start since May, was it? With,
first league start since May.
First league start since May, Newcastle away. So big credit to him, because we've known for quite a while that Joe Matip's got the shirt. Joe Gomez was, in most people's view, the third and Lovren's fourth. So he's come in today and he's been excellent alongside Van Dijk. So a big day for him actually, because he doesn't really start too many these days. So this was a step in the right direction for him, and he'll be keen to carry that on, and I thought he was excellent all game.
It wasn't all great for Liverpool. There's an injury worry after the game. Mohamed Salah got caught by Hamzi Chowdhury. Bit of a nasty challenge, wasn't it? At the time he thought it was a bad challenge, and I wouldn't have been surprised to see a red card. Referee Chris Kavanagh showed a yellow. Caught Salah on his right ankle. Salah tried to play on for a little bit, couldn't really do it, ended up hobbling off. After the game, Klopp said he thought it was a red card challenge. as we said before about the penalty, Brendan Rodgers thought it wasn't a red card challenge, but it was a bit of a nasty one, wasn't it? And it's just as well in some ways the international break is coming up now, because Salah was never going to go away anyway with Egypt anyway, and he's now got 2 weeks to get himself sorted. He'll have a scan presumably tomorrow. We'll know a bit more then, but in some ways if you're going to get injured, now was a good time.
Yeah, if there's time to get injured, it's now, isn't it? But it was a nasty one. Salah rolled away from Soyuncu, is that how you say his name?
He was decent, like.
He was very good all game, but Salah managed to roll away from him, and it was a promising counter-attack development for Liverpool, and then Hamza Chowdhury just throws in a horrible challenge, really. I haven't actually seen a replay, so I'm not too sure how bad it was, but from on first view, it looked shocking. So he was very lucky to only get a yellow card for that. Salah hobbled away, come off for Lallana, didn't he, in the final few seconds, and just behind us there in the mix zone, he's walked away, Salah, and it didn't stop, as he invariably doesn't, but he did say, over to my ankle, and someone asked him, how is it, and he said, not sure. But he was walking, he wasn't on crutches, I think he was wheeling away his kit bag, and he was hobbling, but I can't see that keeping him on the shelf for Manchester United in, 2 weeks?
Final thing then, Liverpool, that's 17 wins in a row, which is pretty ridiculous if we're being honest. 8 this season, which means they've got, quick maths, 24 points. Yes. At the moment that we're talking, they're 8 points clear of Man City. You've got to presume Man City will beat Wolves at home tomorrow. So, the end of the second raft of games, we're nearly a quarter of the way through the season. 5 points, at least 5 points clear going into what is going to be a difficult period, the next one. Liverpool couldn't have asked for much more, could they?
Oh, no, not at all. 100% record, 17 games in the Premier League, won, dating back to March, 8 from 8 this season. I think 8's the magic number for Liverpool, isn't it? Because they're 8 points clear now, and I'm not sure if a Premier League team's ever been this far ahead after 8 games.
Yeah, because City, when they tended to lose a few games or drop a few points at the start, whereas Liverpool have had to hit the ground running because of Man City, basically. Yeah,
well, do you know how fine the margins are, don't they, both teams? So any kind of slip is going to be massive in this title race, which is why I think James Milner's penalty today was so huge. We're early October and we're talking about it being a potentially pivotal moment in a title race, which just seems ridiculous, but that's the margins and the quality that these two teams have set now, that any kind of slight mishap is massive. So massive win for Liverpool today, and it just gives them a little bit of a buffer, doesn't it? If it's the minimum advantage they're going to have going into the international break now is 5 points, which is fantastic as far as Jurgen Klopp is concerned.
Now time for a rest. Cheerio.